and to your smile, because the memories you left me of your touch is so fine. Searching for your tenderness, I keep on trying. Me have to get to loving down the line.
Always on my mind. You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Girl, you're on my mind. If I don't see you today, I hope I see you tomorrow.
But I'm not getting to see you, girl.
Girl, I gotta let you know how I feel.
I'm the real deal.
This love is real, and I don't wanna fool myself. No, it belongs to you and no one else.
Baby, 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 girl.
It's on my mind. You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Girl, you're on my mind.
Keep on telling me, baby girl. Yo, yo, yo. Girl, because you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. In my thoughts and in my words, a girl, you ever in my rhyme. Say you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Every hour, every minute, every second of my time. I'm always waiting and I'm anticipating. And there's no debating, girl, that is you me craving. I got to have you every morning, miss it every evening. Got to have you around the year, I miss it every season.
You're always on my mind.
Baby, baby, baby girl.
You're on my mind. You're always on my mind.
Shut up, Orlandoville.
Yeah, you're on my mind. You're always on my mind. Girl, you're on my mind. Always on my mind.
I'm feeling weak, don't wanna eat, don't wanna sleep. Don't know what I should do, 'cause I'm weak for you. Sometimes I wanna run to you, but I'm so far away.
99.9 WEFM. Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WEFM 99.9.
Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
And good morning once more. We are live again and we are here again, this time in our Cup Chat segment of our Activated Mornings. We already have joining us on a live, well, First of all, let me say you have in studio, you have myself, Dianna, and you also have Roleza. And joining us on our live, we have officers from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. So on our live, we have Mr. Elroy Kwame, who is a corporal of police in the SVG Police Force, and Mr. Sean Roach, who is a police constable in the SVG Police Force as well. So Officer Roach and Officer Kwame, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Pleasant good morning to you, Roleza and Dianna, and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and those who are listening to the Cop Chat program this morning.
Okay, so before we proceed, just need to make a slight announcement that for those persons who were hoping to view the Cop Chat on our Facebook page, we're having some technical issues with that page. However, you should be able to see it on YouTube. All right, so just to let persons know for those who are looking for us on the Facebook Live. All right.
All right, then. All right, so this morning we are speaking on the topic empowering modern policing through education. Empowering modern policing through education. And I'm just going to allow Officer Roach and Officer Kwame to give us their opening statements, any introductory remarks that they would like to make. The floor is now yours. Can start with Officer Roach.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. I am Police Constable 94 Roach. Presently, I'm stationed at CID, Criminal Records Office. I pursued my bachelor's degree in artificial intelligence technology in Taiwan, and I also spent 1 year living in Taiwan and pursued many different fields. So today, I hope that we would have a very exciting discussion so that we could better understand ways in which the areas which we have studied would be and is being applied inside the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force.
All right, thank you.
Right, and as I will have previously identified myself as Mr. Elroy Kwame, I am a corporal of police. I am presently attached to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in the Witness Care Department. And I would have pursued my bachelor's degree in criminal justice and my master's degree in forensic psychology. And I am presently pursuing a PhD in forensic psychology at the Walden University. So, as I would just like to echo what my colleague um, would have mentioned, I do hope and I do look forward to an exciting discussion as it relates to empowering modern policing, right, through education.
All right, thank you very much, Officer Kwame. Thank you, Officer Roach. So we're going to go straight in with our first question. Can you tell us the importance of higher education in law enforcement? How important is it? How important is higher education in law enforcement?
Okay, so for me, it all depends on what you study because not everything would be directly applicable. So when we speak about higher education in law enforcement, first we need to take into context what is relevant within the police force at the time and how could it be applied not only for a short term but on a long term basis. Because if you reflect on the culturescape of St. Vincent, we have certain offenses that would be committed on a frequent basis. So if you study things that would not allow the effective use of resources, particularly yourself, because the human resource is the most important resource in any country. And if that is not utilized effectively, then you would not have an effective police force. So when we look at the importance of higher education within the police force, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It all depends on the area in which you study. And there can't be too much of one thing. It needs to be distributed appropriately.
Thanks.
Officer Kwame?
Yes. Just to add, and I think the question was how important is higher education in policing, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Well, my personal view on this, I think that at this point in time in 2024, higher education is important. It does not matter if it's just policing, it's important in every aspect. But as we're focusing on policing, I think is very important because with higher education, you attain certain level and higher levels of professionalism. You are also able to understand at a deeper level as it relates to crime what contributes to crime, and also being able to put measures in place. But in order to put measures in place, you also have to have an understanding because we're in 2024 where criminals are they are trying to be one head ahead of us, one step ahead. So education comes and it plays a major role in understanding one, the criminal justice system, and it also understands the players within the criminal justice system. Now, it's not only about crime, it also helps to make the police force somewhat, or not somewhat, self sufficient, right? Because persons don't study only matters that relates to crime. We have persons who study IT, they study business, and so on. So it helps to make the police force a little bit more independent and self-sufficient, and it helps with our professionalism as well.
All right. So before we move off of that particular question in relation to both of you have studied and are studying interesting areas, right? So for Mr. Roach, in terms of the application of AI into the police force, could you speak a little bit more on that? And Kwame, in your designated field of study, your chosen area of study as well, how are you going to incorporate that into your duties as a police officer? So Roach, you could probably begin
So,
with you.
okay, so when people think of artificial intelligence, it's usually like a buzzword, and they don't really understand the context in which it could be used. So, within the police force, artificial intelligence could be used for data analysis as well as making certain assessments or predictions on crime patterns where things could happen, and also control systems could be designed in order to speed up the process of certain things. So, when we look at artificial intelligence, it's not only about the software applications whereby you could do big data analysis for large data sets, but it also has the capacity to use for something known as embedded systems. And an embedded system could be something like a camera that could do facial recognition or even identify certain type of evidence within a location. So with that said, artificial intelligence inside the police force could be applied into different fields. It's just depending on what is required at the time. So assessment would need to be made on the context, and then you could see what approach would be best used for that.
Okay. Corporal Kwame.
Right. So forensic psychology is a very interesting field, and it helps you to work and to practice in a number of fields. What is particularly important and relevant to policing as it relates to, well, first of all, forensic psychology in brief is a combination of the field of psychology and criminal justice. So it combines the criminal justice system and psychology. So helps it helps me to perform a number of roles, such as one, counseling, and we also know that police officers experience, and they go out on a daily basis. They go out on a daily basis. They deal with, they are faced with murders, they're faced with backlash from the public, and so on. And then what helps them to get over that problem? Sometimes we have police officers with PTSD, and we don't even know, and we can't even identify it because they operate in a particular way, right? But that also comes from the stresses of the job. I am therefore able to assist in that regard. Forensic psychology also um, equips me to be able, especially when I'm completed with my PhD, I will be able to perform in-depth assessments as it relates to understanding the crime, the mindset, sorry, of the criminal at the time in which they would have committed an offense. It also helps you to dissect the criminal justice system and crimes, so much so that you're able to pinpoint the reason which a crime was committed and the chances of it being the criminals recidivating and so on. So it helps, it adds value to the criminal justice system, right? So just that's the same brief.
All right. So I'm curious, right? So you both were police officers before going off to study. And I know that sometimes when we're in this system, there are areas that we identify, which is the reason why we go off to study and come back. So for both of you, what were those, if there was an area or particular areas that you wanted to focus on, which you're hoping to, with your advanced education, to be able to bring about a change?
Yes. My observations is the utilization of certain technology, not only inside the police force, but within the country at large. So, for example, um, uh, noise detection system. One of the problems that we may face is that there is no equipment in order to assess noise levels. So that when you go to court, you could go to say, okay, this persons have been doing a certain, playing music at a certain amplitude, and it's a disturbance to the public. So there's no threshold to assess to say, okay, this is what is occurring. So the use of different technologies, it doesn't only have to be designed from scratch. You could utilize your cell phone, but it could be integrated in such a way that whatever stimulus or is given to it, it's tracked on top of the system to say, okay, this occurred at a certain time. So in terms of the reason why I chose my particular field is because I noticed that there was a big gap, not only in St. Vincent, but also other Caribbean islands in the utilization of technology inside policing. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a scientific standard when you go about doing certain things, anyone could just go up and say, this is being done. And when somebody go, for example, they make a report and they say, oh, I hear that my neighbor is playing music at a certain thing, I don't like the song. But if you go there now, they turn off the music or something has changed. How would you make some kind of a proper assessment to say, okay, this occurred at this time? So the purpose of my approach is to create a standard that could be applied inside the court system and other areas in the long term.
Okay, good. Cover for me.
Well, I think I may have answered that question in parts in my previous answer, but I've always had an interest. Well, first of all, I'm a lover of policing. I'm also a lover of the social sciences as it relates to human being. I think that human beings are very interesting beings. I love the fact that you could study and understand human behavior and being able to link human behavior to crimes and understanding why they commit crimes and understanding how victims react to particular crimes and being to be able to be an um, to be somewhat of an intermediary in the system to be able to advocate for victims and to protect them. And that's similar to what I'm doing now at the Wicked Care Department. I work closely with victims, and we we do assessments, we make recommendations, and we are there for them because we understand that victims at the end of the day, they are already victims. We don't need now, while they're in the criminal justice system, that they're being re-victimized and be going through trauma all over again. So that's similarly to what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now. And I've always had that love and that interest. And that's the reason why I would have focused in this field of study.
All right. Thank you very much, Officers Roach and Kwame. I think we're going to take a short ad break here. And then we will be right back. All right. Very short ad break.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom, whether at home, work, or play? Welcome to My Smart Toilet Seat. All of our products wash your private parts after using the bathroom without the use of your hands. Let's hear what our national table tennis champion, Damian Dublin, has to say.
I tried it and it works. There are 4 options. Simply add an attachment to your existing toilet seat, or choose a non-electric seat, or better, an electric seat that washes and dries you with warm water and air. Lastly, get a complete smart toilet that also flushes itself. What are you waiting for? Get your smart toilet seat today. Be smart, be refreshed, be clean, be a winner like me.
Our smart toilet seat is available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. You can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website at justwashit.vc.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry.
We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business, yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
ECGC has slashed feed prices by 8 to 10%. Check your local supplier for more details. ECGC, providers of feed for maximum nutrition.
Cloud9 wants you to know that they're having their biggest sale ever. Save between 50 to 80% on everything store-wide. Shoes and clothing for the whole family, toys, household items, swimwear, and more. Don't miss out on this crazy sale. Everything must go. What are you waiting for? Get it before you miss it. Offer applies while stocks last. Some restrictions apply. Cloud9 is open Mondays to Fridays 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
99.9 WEFM. Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WEFM 99.9.
Wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
All right, and we are back with our activated mornings. We are in our cup chat segment. You have in studio Roleza and myself, Dianna, and joining us via our live, we have Officer Sean Roach and Officers Sean Roach and Elroy Kwame of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. We are discussing the topic empowering modern policing through education. And just a reminder that you can call us to ask your questions, to interact with us using the telephone number 457-9997, 457-9997. Call us or WhatsApp us with your questions or your comments.
All right, and for those who are missing us on the Facebook page, we are streaming live on the YouTube page. So you can go right there and see who exactly it is we're speaking to. All right.
Okay, and we're gonna go straight right back in. So, officers Roach and Kwame, you mentioned your areas of study and the way that you're applying it or looking to apply it in your daily duties. Now, with everything, we know that there are challenges. So, have you encountered any challenges so far, or are there any challenges that you think may pop up, and how have you dealt with it, or how do you intend to deal with it or them? Starting with Officer Kwame.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think, especially, well, to be honest, to be very quiet and to be frank with you, yes, I've had challenges, and I think when you're pursuing academic studies, you're definitely going to have challenges. But for me, I did most of my studies while working full time, so that in and of itself was a challenge. Um, and note, I said full time, not part time, but full. So that means that I had to split my time, which didn't leave much time for me personally. Um, there by itself, it comes with you're trying not to neglect your work on one hand, and you're trying not to neglect your schoolwork, which means that you have to split yourself into. That by itself was it was a lot. It was a lot, but I kept in the back of my head that it's very important. I cannot neglect either of them because they are both equally important. But that by itself, not being able to have enough time socially, and even the stress of the job and also school combined can be a lot, right? So those were my main challenges. But as we can see, that I am a testament that I persevered and is persevering. So I am very much grateful for that push and that support that I've been getting thus far.
All right. How long was your program though? And how long is the doctorate program as well?
Okay, so I spent 2 years completing my bachelor's, and then I spent um, probably almost 2 years, a year and 6 months thereabouts, doing my master's degree. And then I think I have about 3 more years left in my doctorate program. Well, let's say two and some. So yeah, I still have a long way to go.
Well, you're almost at the end. I mean, if you have to add it all up, you're almost at the end. So that's good.
Well, I mean, that's a positive way to look at it. If we're not
That's all.
counting the days.
No, we're not counting the years, okay?
Correct.
All right, and Roach? You muted.
All right. Okay. So the challenges that I faced, one of the things was that I was in a foreign country when I was pursuing my academics pursuit. So you had to do a lot of cultural adjustment. For example, being adjusted to the language Mandarin, which is, if not the most difficult language for an English speaker, a native English speaker to learn, because of the different tones in which you'll need to be familiar with in order to comprehend the language, and even the language structure, which is quite different than English. In addition to that, my previous area of study was in the field of fine art and design and cultural communications. So I had to transition from not only from focusing on art and design into a scientific field, which deals with different areas such as calculus, data analysis, and the like. So that was also a stepping stone in order to transition from an art-based field, which does have a bit of science inside of it, to a strictly scientific field and being able to apply that effectively. So in terms of my challenges and the way in which I dealt with it, I think I'm reasonably good at time management. So when it comes to getting assignments done and also doing additional studies, I did it by creating schedules and also projecting where exactly I would want to go next, and also making sure that what I was doing was relevant to the police force and other areas that I saw. So it's
Right.
about being able to balance your time, especially on mornings. Plan. At least have 3 goals and a long-term goal.
Okay.
Yeah, so planning is very important. Yeah.
All right. So me being curious again, why the switch? Why the switch from what you initially started with to AI?
Because my observations, uh, my approach to life is that it's not only doing something that you love, but you also make an assessment to see what is relevant to around you. And my observations of that led me into this field. And it's something that I could see impacting not only my life personally, but the lives of Caribbean people, the Caribbean region in general. Because when I think, I'm not only thinking within the context of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I'm looking at a wider scope.
Okay. And how long was your program of study?
So for my Bachelor's of Engineering, it was 4 years, 4 years for that program. And I actually completed all my required credits before, but I also decided to go into other fields that I saw as relevant. So, for example, areas in management and also entertainment management. So I did courses in commercial photography, human resource management, club management, and the like, because I saw these areas as being relevant in different areas. And not only inside the police force, but could be applied to other fields as well.
So you're very much an all-rounder. Your education was all around.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's always good.
All right. So in all of what you have studied, and you both have mentioned you saw the need for that within not just St. Vincent, but in the Caribbean region as well. So within here in St. Vincent, in the police force, how are you, or have you, if you have, how have you empowered your fellow peers within the force? How have you shared some of the things that you have learned, maybe the things that are relevant to them thus far? We could start with Officer Kwame. Back to you.
Well, for me, Um, what I can say is that I am known as the Monroe ambassador. You could say that I'm a Monroe ambassador. Because I saw the need and the importance of higher education. I see that it helps to empower persons, and by being empowered as a police officer, it improves the level of work and it improves the level of service that the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines receives. And so I have been very instrumental in one, because what importantly, when I started my master's in forensic psychology, it was a new program that was offered by Monroe. And I was actually the first person from St. Vincent to enroll in that program at Monroe. And since then, I have encouraged a number of police officers who have completed studies and who are presently completing studies in the same forensic psychology program, because I also see a need for a specialization in that field within the organization. So if we could get 5, 6 police officers or more with that sort of certification, then we have enough resources to make a difference. So that was my sorry.
Or to form a unit, to have your own separate
Yeah,
units.
right. You're right. So and that's even possible. So I'm not only thinking about myself and I'm not thinking about now, but we are thinking about the future. And that's is very fitting when we're thinking about modern policing, because modern policing is in and of itself incorporating modern techniques in order to shape and to change the future. Right? I have also been using my experience from my studies and so on to one, do simple counseling sessions and so on. And even in my line of duty, I'm very much effective. So that has been my contribution thus far as it relates to my studies.
All right. And Monroe University, this is the one in St. Lucia, or you?
Yes, that is the St. Lucia campus. And as we know now, we have there's a partnership with the government and Monroe to offer full-time scholarships to Vincentians. And that's another awesome move as it relates to policing and just Vincentian in general.
So you've been going around advocating to your other officers, right? Because
Yes, I'm not a selfish person when it comes to when it comes to opportunities. I like to once I encounter something, hey, pinch my friends, and I might be just a random person I'm having a conversation with. Then if I'm encouraging the person to do something. So I'm proud of that. I must say I'm proud of that.
proud ambassador for Monroe. That's why you wear the
They
cap.
yeah, they need to give me an actual cap now so I can wear it around.
You never know. You never know. They just might be listening and do that. All right, Roach.
Um, so the university that I studied at was Isho University, and so far I've been in back in St. Vincent for at least 3 weeks now, and some of the areas in which I have been on task and which I have been performing um, that is actually impacting the organization would be workshops. So yesterday I completed a workshop to let the staff of CID be aware of a general understanding of artificial intelligence and what it's really mean to move away from the buzzword of it is. I've also been engaged in doing data cleaning for some things, which is a first step before you actually analyze the data, and also in terms of getting strategies in place in order to revolutionize the criminal records office to transform it from paper-based to digital-based. And one of the key areas in which I'm also doing is also making observations about how things are done to see in which it could be more effective in terms of going about daily tasks. So my main thing at the moment is observing and putting in place strategies and applying them within time periods. So when I work, I understand how long will this project take, and then I work within those periods.
All right. So when we see
Just
you
as a bit of
advocating for facial recognition technology soon, you'd have to answer that. I just messing around.
um, it's not impossible, but yeah, something along that line. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, officers. So with all of this work that you're doing, your workshop, you're advocating for higher education and so on and so forth, right? Now, how have the officers been? Have they been very receptive of the information, or are there a little bit of pushbacks? How has it been? Starting with Officer Roach.
So it's in my department, which is Criminal Records Office. Every I would say that my NCOs are very open and willing to explore the field, because in fact before I've been working along these areas, so it's just another stepping stone. So yes, the entire CID staff, I would say, are very open and willing to see how best the organization could improve. Because at the end of the day, it's not about individuals.
Right.
Because when a police does something, they don't set out it's that police. They call the entire organization. So, and the cliche say the chain is only as strong as the weakest link.
Yes.
So we need to, when we do things, we take things in terms of how exactly we're effecting change, not only for yourself, but the entire organization and affect the country.
Okay. Call me.
Come this mic giving you problems this morning, boy.
Whole morning, boy. Well, I just want to echo what my colleague Roach would have said. I don't think I've ever met any major pushback. And I think that what is beautiful is that persons are able to listen and to understand and to be open to changes and to be open to recommendations and to be able to accommodate. Because when we have persons like myself and Roach and others who wants to make a difference, and we're here, we're pushing, and to be able to have a receptive, um, persons being receptive, and especially persons in authority, then it will ultimately positively impact the service that are provided by the police force. And I am very, 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 very happy about that. I am happy about every time I sit and I talk to a police officer, whether it's old or young, and they are positively thinking and accepting the fact that yes, we need higher education for me personally and for the organization. So I'm happy about that. And to be honest, I feel like we've been getting good responses.
All right. I will be very honest. This is a question that I had down to ask you guys, because I know that many times young persons come back with all the vim, as people would say, you come back with all your vim and your enthusiasm to be able to make changes, or at least to give your recommendations or your suggestions for a change. And sometimes they're met with a resistance. And I'm happy to hear that, strangely enough, from the police force, because our society tends to have a particular view of hierarchy within the police force as in terms of resisting change. But I'm happy to hear that within the force itself, that you as younger persons who have focused on areas that are not traditional policing areas, that you have been able to, you've had a proper reception since coming back. And that is very encouraging. I think the general public needs to hear that, because of the perception that we tend to have of the police force hierarchy.
Yes.
All right.
Callers, listeners, sorry, just a reminder that you can call us. You can WhatsApp us as well on telephone number 457-9997 if you have any questions or comments to share with us.
All right, so I think at this time we can take a quick ad break, and then we'll be right back to wrap up today's Cop Chat program with you. All right, so we will be right back.
At Lynch Caribbean, yes, we offer comprehensive insurance solutions and broking, but we are more than an insurance broker. We drill down to your core business strategy. We keep a pulse on risk to keep your operations healthy.
On your mark, get set.
Along the way, helping you to drive competitive advantages. At Lynch Caribbean, we have your back. Contact us today for insurance solutions, strategic risk advisory, and more. Call 453-3300. Email info@lynchcaribbean.com or visit our office in Beachmont, Kingstown. Follow Lynch Caribbean SVG on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or visit www.lynchcaribbean.com.
Let's get your laundry clean and fresh with the widest range of washing machines and dryers in SVG. At Singer, choose between our West Point and Speed Queen brands with an array of washing machines with payments starting as low as $92 per month. Your laundry room wouldn't be complete without a Whirlpool or Speed Queen electric or gas-operated dryer, saving your energy consumption. Also in stock is our West Point washer dryer combo for only $136 per month. One machine that does the work of two. No need to change machines, just toss in your laundry and forget about it. Whether your preference in machines is top loading or front loading, whether you want a 9 kilogram or a larger 15 kilogram washer, whether you're looking for a gas or electric dryer, we've got it all at Singer. Visit us today and get the washing machine and dryer that's perfect for you. Singer, your family company.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack Interbrand Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
99.9 WEFM. Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WEFM 99.9.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
Okay, and we are back here with our Cop Chat segment of our Activated Mornings. We are actually on our closing end of our program. We were speaking this morning with officers Sean Roach and Elroy Kwame of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, and we were speaking on the topic, empowering modern policing through education.
All right, so we have a call on the line. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I had to call in because I didn't get the full interview there with how do you call this program?
Pop chat.
Yeah, but I was impressed. I really was. I must say I was impressed. And if this is the beginning of a new St. Vincent and the Grenadines police, I don't even want to say police force. I prefer to say police service. I think it augurs well for our country's constabulary. There's something I had in mind. Yeah, I'm so excited because listen to these guys. I'm saying that these guys can't stay long in the police force. Oh, I don't think they can stay too long within that organization.
Dave, we're encouraging them to stay.
I hear you. You can do that. I mean, I'm just making my critical comments, and that's what I am known for. I am saying that with these two academics, I mean, we're not accustomed to hear. I mean, you said something a while ago. We don't, we never see our police forces, having these kind of guys. They have given a lift. Listen to them this morning, although I didn't hear everything they have to say. They have given the police force a lift. And I just hope that they will not be the victims or, subjected to any kind of other authority within the police organization. But for them personally, with their qualification, credentials, I'm happy for them. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dave. All right. So, Officers Roach and Kwame, we are in about our final 2 minutes of the program. So, we would allow you this time to wrap up. Any words of encouragement, anything that you wish to say by way of encouraging persons either maybe to join the force, higher education? Floor is completely yours at this time. Let's start with Kwame.
Okay, so my mic working good this time. So I just want to say thanks a lot for having us. And thanks to the caller for your kind remarks. And I want to thank St. Vincent and the Grenadines for listening to us this morning. But my advice to police officers, and we have been doing it from our end, especially I know for myself, I know my brother Roach, he will be doing it as well because he's not a selfish person. But we have been encouraging police officers. If we want the police force to change in the view of the citizens, we have to put in the extra work. And part of doing that is to qualify yourself, because yes, sometimes we understand that directly you may not get a promotion directly after studying, but you also have to think about the the service that you're providing. You have to talk about and think about self upliftment and building yourself, building your craft. And it doesn't matter if you're 50 years old or if you're 25, you have to start somewhere. And at the end of the day, you have something to fall back on. You have to be proud of yourself. And by doing that, trust me, I am ever so proud of myself. And I've been hearing it all along. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. But
we're proud of
that
you too.
is thank you. But that is the result of putting in the work. You have to put in the work. And when people take you more seriously when you start putting in your work and they're seeing that there's a result from your hard work. So I just want to encourage if you persons out there, if you're interested in becoming a member of the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, do so. It's an organization that you get another opportunities because I can't be selfish and say that the opportunities I have was not as a result of being employed with the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force. So I just want to leave that little encouragement.
I
Roach,
I would
before you
like
start,
to echo.
Roach,
Pardon?
before you start, we are proud of you too, okay? So just letting you know.
Okay, thank you. I would like to echo the sentiments of Corporal Kwame. Um, I would say that once you're living, if you stop learning, you're dead. So life is a continuous journey of learning, and you always need to try to empower yourself and adapt in different ways. Because even in any business or your personal life, if you try to solve the same problems that you're thinking of yesterday, you would just have the same problems reoccurring. So, for individuals who are interested in joining the Royal Civil and Grenadines Police Force, I encourage you to do so and do your proper research to find out if this is the right fit for you. The other thing is that in the context of St. Vincent and higher education, I encourage people to look at a diverse set of fields. Don't just only look at the traditional fields of being a doctor and lawyer. Things inside agricultural science, which is very important for food security, would also be very relevant in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So when you go out into the field, observe your environment, see what is necessary and what would work for you in the long term. Because there are always scholarships available for persons, although sometimes the entrance into these scholarships could be quite costly. Is something that could still be explored. Okay, and I would like to wish everyone the best and a peaceful and blessed St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
All right, so before we conclude, someone in the WhatsApp is saying that I'm proud of the excellent communication skills of those officers.
Yes.
Just giving you your flowers, you have to get them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we also have Missy. All right, so good morning all. Very good program for the non-commissioned of officers. I agree to uplift the police force with qualifications, but also attitude towards work is key. All right, so yeah, we leave that part there. All right, so yes, somebody is also stating that the program was a very good one this morning. So, yep.
All right, so I want to echo all of those same sentiments because I was thinking about that as you were speaking. You communicated well. I'm very proud of the fact that not only did you see a need and acted on the need, but you came back and you're also empowering others. You're passing on the message to others. And criminals are getting smarter. Nobody likes crime. We should not like crime. So naturally, the police force should also get smarter, if we want to tackle these issues. And I'm glad that both of you saw that and you're acting on it. And I'm also extremely glad that you reported to us that the persons in authority are receptive of the information. Because as Roleza mentioned, we know of cases where, or we know it's often the case where older persons in authority would not necessarily take the counsel of younger persons because they figure, I know it this way and it's been going this way and it should continue this way. So we're very glad that they are also receptive of the information and looking forward to nothing more but improvements from you and the police force by extension. Thank you very much for being on our program today. Thank you for taking the time out to be here today. You heard how we in the studio are proud of you. Persons in the country are proud of you. I'm sure there are many more who haven't commented or anything as yet. So continue to do the great work that you are doing. The studies, them a little bit hard. We know it, but you persevere and you will continue to persevere. So thank you very much once more, Officers Roach and Officer Kwame.
And I look forward to seeing an article that says Dr. Elroy Kwame.
Of course.
I look forward to it too. Thank you so very much.
You're very welcome. All right. Thanks, guys, again, and have a good one today. All right. So this concludes our Cop Chat program for today. And yeah, we're going to jump right into our ECCP currency exchange rates. As the time here in SVG, it is now 9:05.